Marcy Russo? Yes.
Good afternoon, Representative Gilchrist and members of the Human Services Committee. Those are two very difficult testimonies to follow, but I'll give it my best. My name is Dr. Marcy Russo. I'm a licensed psychologist living and practicing in Connecticut, and I'm currently the co-chair of the Connecticut Psychological Association Legislative Committee. And not only do I speak to you today as a practicing psychologist in Connecticut, but I also confidently am representing the voices of our Connecticut Psychological Association. And you heard from a colleague of ours, Christian, just a few moments ago. So I'll shorten my testimony as well in respect to you all. I know you have a long agenda, and a lot of what I have to say would replicate what he was advocating for. We've worked in partnership with the Mental Health Parity Coalition to look at some of the bills that you have proposed this legislative session on clawbacks and to support those earnestly. So I believe you have a bill in front of you today that's Senate Bill 87. And you may even know of all the problematic areas that are related and to clawbacks here in Connecticut. But I urge the committee to support meaningful reform to Connecticut's insurance clawback laws. Insurers are currently allowed to demand repayment for previously reimbursed services, which often arrive with unclear expectations or explanations, inadequate information, and at times many months, adding up to years in some instances, after a service has been delivered by a licensed qualified mental health provider to a patient who is in desperate need of clinical intervention. So a mental health provider offers an intervention in good faith, and then months, sometimes years later, an insurance company requests that provider to claw back and to pay back information that provider had already been billed, had already been paid. The administrative burdens that clawbacks place on providers who have to chase insurers down to understand why monetary compensation is being taken back well after a service has been delivered to the patient and the claim paid by the insurer causes really detrimental effects. Many of our colleagues in practices as psychologists, as well as other mental health providers in Connecticut, have unfortunately chosen to leave insurance networks and begun to practice as out-of-network providers to avoid horrible clawback instances. And this really, quite frankly, results in decreased access and difficulty for patients who are in desperate need of clinical intervention to be able to get an in-network insurance provider to deliver care. Just alone in Connecticut, psychologists have experienced, over 68% of psychologists have experienced a clawback. So I urge you to support Senate Bill 87. It has the broadest scope of the three bills that are being proposed this session in relation to clawbacks, and it extends protection to all different types of insurers. And most importantly, it reduces the clawback window to 12 months. I thank you for your time. I'm open for any types of questions that you might have, and I appreciate you taking the time to allow us to advocate.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being here and for your testimony today. Have a great afternoon.
Thank you.